downloading the BiG Scuba Podcast. It's big because...
I'm Becky.
I'm Ian.
I'm Gemma.
And together we make up the
BiG
Scuba Podcast.
And together we hope to bring you scuba stories, chats on equipment and holidays. We have some special guests lined up over the coming episodes. We also hope to bring you some news from around the world regarding marine issues and those things that hit in the press at the moment. One of the things that we'd like to do, as maybe a byproduct of this podcast, is as we talk about scuba diving, maybe that encourage more people to get back in the water, and that would be really good. And but maybe we could play a small part in. So let me introduce myself. So my name is Ian. I was originally on another podcast, Scuba Podcast, which finished very recently, and I've been diving since 2014. Dive master since 2016. I've done a few hundred dives and qualified to dive to 40 metres. Dived in the Red Sea, Mexico, but most of my diving is in the UK. One of my favourite places to dive is in the Farne Islands, or here in East Anglia on the east coast of the UK. And because of the climate, most of our diving in the UK is dry suit. So most of my diving has been in dry suit diving. Got 2 children, Harvey and Honey. And we keep fairly local, and most of our diving is all based around here. And we've got a fairly local dive centre, which over the coming episodes we hope to feature from time to time. So that's me. And over the course of the episodes, I'll hope to bring you some of the stories and some of my experience as being a diver and dive master, really.
So over to Gemma.
Thank you, Ian. Right, my name is Gemma. I live on the Suffolk coast and I'm a non-diver. So I'm just about to start my journey and have a tri-dive next week with Ian. Another journey. So I've decided to give scuba diving a go, and obviously hopefully you'll share my journey along the way.
Good. That'll be good.
So it'll be PADI I'll be going for.
Yeah, sounds me.
There are lots of other options out there.
Yeah.
Outside of obviously scuba diving will be a new hobby. I like paddleboarding and lots of fitness at the gym. And I live on the coast, so I love the beach. I'm a beach bum.
You live virtually on the beach.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm definitely a beach bum. So hopefully scuba diving I'll be able to combine with some warm waters abroad, and also my job, I do sell fish, so I really like the sea. So yeah, that's all about me really.
Awesome. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, Becky.
Hi, so I'm Becky. I'm 32. I started my scuba journey last year, 2019, in August, where I started my theory-based learning, and then went to Forteventura to learn my open water. So I'm quite lucky in the sense that I learnt in a warmer climate than most,
Nice.
especially, considering the UK waters. So we did quite a few dives out there. And then obviously I'm now back in the UK and halfway through my theory on my dry suit. So hopefully in the next few weeks, next month,
Which will
I will be, I will be dry suit qualified, so that I can then start diving in the UK, which is something that I want to do. So one of the main reasons why I got into scuba diving is I am the current reigning Miss Scuba UK. I'm the first. Yeah, I am the first, and potentially might be the only. So obviously I've got to make,
How cool would that be if it ended up where you are the only one?
Well, I have been singing that song, I Am the One and Only, quite often recently.
The one and only. That was
Chesney Hawkes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Chesney Hawkes.
Exactly. So obviously that's
where he is now.
That's quite a common song that I've been singing recently. But part of obviously the Miss Scuba stuff is encouraging women to take up scuba diving. So, encouraging the younger generation and the older generation, and really, like we said, it's quite a male-dominated hobby industry. Yeah. So they are trying to bring more girls on board and get them to understand that it's fun, it's really nice, and actually, you find your own thing. I found it quite therapeutic in my own way. And I also do a lot on the marine conservation side as well. So I'm now trained as a marine mammal medic.
Excellent.
That's the first time I've ever been able to say that properly, which means that I work with Seal and Shore Watch UK locally. I will, if I get a call out, I'll go see if there's a seal. I'll see if it's okay.
Seal.
And then a seal, yes, obviously, because that's one of the main marine mammals that are located around the coast here.
Loads of them, yeah.
Yeah, just a bit. And obviously there'll be lots of issues potentially, around those. So if we need to pull them off the beach, we'll then pull them off the beach and then obviously apply first aid to them. I'm also a champion for the area marina of Portofino as well. So yes, I know you're looking at me as if to say, "Oh, I didn't know that."
No.
So last year I went to
Portofino
Portofino and did a lot of work with the guys there. They're doing a lot of research, and so I'm championing them to help promote marine conservation.
That's brilliant.
So really, that is me in a nutshell.
Great.
Brilliant. Excellent. So really, when you look at it, we're going to be encouraging more women to dive.
Yep.
Going to talk about environmental issues and generally aspects of diving, and we're going to be watching Gemma go through the whole open water diving and learning how to dive.
You're going to love
Little
it.
updates.
But that's really good because a lot of people often worry about that first step into diving.
Yes.
And hopefully, we can watch you as you progress and learn and go through those fears and how you overcome them.
Yes.
And it will help. Hopefully, it will help other people to their first steps in the water. So
or even think about having a go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely with the try dive. Yeah.
That's all really good.
Yeah.
And one of the other things we want to do is we want to talk about, as we said, the news, don't we? Gemma, you've got a news item.
Yes, quite an interesting one. Bit fishy related as well. Scientists have been keen to learn how cuttlefish are able to see in 3D. So they've fitted them with stereoscopic red and blue spectacles.
Oh my god.
And they found out that while their eyes might be very different from those of humans, their way of seeing is not so different. So they've been cuttlefish. They've been trained to look at shrimps. So I think they must have covered one eye up and then the other, and they found out that
I'd like to meet the people that train these fish. Maybe they can train my dog.
They might just train some humans.
Yes, exactly.
So the cuttlefish, it finds its prey with its tentacles, but obviously needs to see them as well. So obviously seeing, like we do, it can judge the distance. I think that's the general gist of it. Yeah. So, but obviously they do bear no resemblance to human beings, and they've got a very different brain apparently as well. But yeah, that's the study.
Because they're the ones that change colours as well, aren't they?
Yeah. And
Cuttlefish.
They've got their eyes move in different ways. Unlike squid and octopus, cuttlefish can rotate their eyes to a forward-facing position.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So I'll try that. Yeah. So there we go.
Okay, nice.
Brilliant.
I was having a look, and cuttlefish aren't the first animals to have glasses. Did you know that dogs can also have glasses?
That's going to be
called
like
Rex Specs. What a great name, Rex Specs.
Are you sure that's not like the latest craze where they stick, like the jumpers on the dogs and stuff?
And how do you train cuttlefish? How do you train cuttlefish to wear glasses?
Well, it's possible. So anything's
Imagine
possible.
patience you've got to have every time you put a pair of glasses on a cuttlefish,
No.
and then the cuttlefish drops
And it just gets its tentacle.
Must have.
swipes it off.
What's
Oh
going
my
on?
gosh.
One of my eyes can see green, one of the other eyes can see red. How many eyes do they have?
2.
They only have 2.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Oh, don't second guess
Something
me.
like
I
that,
don't
yeah.
know.
Well, they don't have spectacles with 3 lenses
Some
on,
things
do
have
they?
more than one eyes, don't they?
You've been watching too much Simpsons.
You're thinking too hard.
I know.
Anyway, have you got some news as well?
I have, yeah, I've got some news too. Some really good news, really, that the island, Pacific island of Palau, is it Palau? has become the first nation to protect its coral reefs from the damaging chemical sunscreens, and they've now banned the manufacture and the sale of cream from New Year's Day. So that's already now in force. So cannot now dive around those islands if you've got sun cream on, and can't go in the water with it as well. It's actually fascinating that the government estimated that some 23 litres of sun cream were being dispensed into the seas by users every day.
No, shocking.
Yeah. And that's really, some of it's got like plastic
elements, micro.
Yeah.
What do they call them? Nodules? No, not even nodules. It's micro
pellet
That's
things.
it. Those things.
Yeah.
Its decision was influenced by a 2017 Coral Reef Research Foundation report that found sunscreen chemicals present in the declining population of non-stinging jellies in around those areas.
Yeah.
And it's recommended that products should be banned from the sale and implemented straight away. And apparently there's two main chemicals which are the problem. One of them being oxybenzone, and the other one is oxynate.
Oxynate or something?
Oxynate. And apparently they're the two main chemicals.
Why is it they always make the chemicals that you can't actually pronounce properly?
Just call it bad chemical 1 and
bad chemical 2.
Everybody understand.
But the thing is, from what you're saying, is they don't talk about the sun creams that are environmentally friendly, because obviously there's a lot of companies now that are making that, because obviously there is a lot of people.
Because we still need sun cream.
Exactly. You can't say to people, well, you can't, you can't scuba dive without sun cream, because I've done it without sun cream, and boy, you do not want to. You do not realise how much the sun can penetrate that water. I came out with burnt hands and the rest of me was white.
Yeah, that's a good look, isn't it?
Oh, it was amazing. And trying to get that tan line to fade really did not work.
When I dived in the Red Sea, one of the first mistakes I made was I wore suntan lotion actually on my face.
Oh no.
And I'd forgot I had it on, because it was an afternoon dive up in the sun, in the deck, on the top of the deck, getting some rays. Didn't wash my face, go straight into the water with a mask on, and then wonder why your mask is leaking like sieve, because it's just like, oh,
it makes a big difference.
I had some girls do exactly the same when we were learning in Forteventura, and their eyes were stinging, and they couldn't work out why.
Must do the same.
I hand on heart, I know this for a fact. I dived with some beautiful and lovely girls wearing full face of makeup, and depending on what makeup it was that they were wearing depended if it was actually going then into their eyes, because obviously you can get quite steamy and hot and sweaty with your mask on, and obviously it begins to leak. But they
especially
definitely
in warm waters.
they definitely had problems with sun cream, so that was something that one thing the instructor doesn't actually remember to tell you is to wash your face.
Girls, have you got makeup on? You might not want to.
Well, can you imagine? Do kind of like a cool checkup, right? Line up, everybody. Buddy check. Make sure you removed your mascara.
Get those wipes.
Imagine that in the dive briefing, actually, when they're doing the whole briefing of the dive and stuff like that. And by the way, ladies, need no makeup.
But it does. I mean,
I shouldn't be sexist, because some men might.
Well,
they do.
You never know. I have known men to wear the BB cream. Don't ask me what BB cream is. I really actually don't know to this day.
Not heard of that.
It's some sort of cream with foundation, like the concealer makeup foundation.
So they have smooth skin.
Yes, very smooth.
There you go.
But so one thing that we did was, when we were in the Maldives snorkeling, we bought sun cream specifically that didn't have those chemicals in, to protect us while we were snorkeling, but obviously at the same point not affecting the corals and the fish that we were swimming around. I've got a couple here. I can't remember mine off by heart, but there's 3 sun creams: Nature's Block, Ultra Sun, and Green People. And I think Green People is vegan as well. Vegan.
Yeah, and that's popular now.
So
you're not going to eat it.
No, vegan. No.
It's not all about eating.
It's not vegan.
It's not all about eating.
It's not been tried and tested on animals.
Slow with your suntan cream.
And doesn't have any animal products in it, obviously, as well. Yeah.
That's good. So there's alternatives. So people are listening.
There are. They don't promote that. They obviously, quite a lot of the news reports that you get now about the coral reefs, and it's good that they're being made aware of.
Yeah.
That even just going in the sea, you're affecting the kind of the balance of everything. But they don't actually tell you about the sun creams that are available. Okay. And obviously there are many other brands on the market that you can purchase. This is just 3 that I've found.
Okay, that's cool.
Great.
We're
not sponsored by any of them.
Sponsored by them. No, we're not. No. Be nice though.
Yes, by all means. More than happy to try and test them.
One of the things I found also looking into this ban was if you do actually ignore that, there's actually $1,000 fine.
Yeah, but how do they know that you're...
I don't know.
That would be my ultimate question.
Good point.
Suntan, please.
If I'm rocking up with my, say for instance, Nature's Block, how do they not know that
You're going to go up with a lick finger and go side of your face.
Or
and
have
they can tell it's
vegan. And here's my product.
Yeah. It's vegan friendly. Cool.
Yeah, wow.
Well, also, just one of the last points, that Florida and Hawaii were going to follow suit with this ban.
Really?
Yeah, but by the looks of it, on the legal side of things anyway, they're still debating that, whether to follow suit or not. So hopefully they'll follow suit.
They have to be very careful, because you can't just say you can't use sun cream, because then you're opening a whole can of worms.
Well,
right
I think
there.
the local senator, by the sound of things, is holding back for more discussion on it. So
and also, like you said, it's a case of it might put people off going to the beach and going to those areas.
Well, that's always the trade-off,
areas.
isn't it? What's more important, I suppose. But
it's the awareness probably as well that's most important.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can play our part in that, small little part in highlighting that.
Well
cool.
done.
Well, that's our news. The other thing we want to talk about as well is really the social media side of things. So, this is our first episode. One of the things that we're going to be looking at doing is really highlighting some of these things on social media. So where can we be found?
Well, we have a Facebook account, a Facebook page, Instagram, and they're all under the BiG Scuba Podcast.
Yeah.
Twitter as well. I've set a YouTube channel as well, so obviously our podcast can be on there. We're going to do TikTok.
Ooh.
So
Excellent.
there'll be some exciting videos on TikTok.
That's that TikTok is that video thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. At least I'm not completely out of it.
And even Snapchat as well. So
I've not done Snapchat.
Have you not? Oh,
No.
that's going to be entertaining. Can we let him start it first?
Yes.
That's the one with filters, isn't it?
Yeah. So you might find some fishy.
So we're going to be on it,
Oh my word.
on it, out there on the social media side of things.
We are absolutely
letting people know what we're doing,
We are.
and
What we're
also,
at.
news and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you are downloading us, and we hopefully we'll get eventually onto the main hosting sites and things like that. Like iTunes, Acast, all the usual places where you get your downloads. Hopefully if you can follow us on these social media sites as well.
Yeah, and we'll also be doing Patreon. So, if you have some real interest into us, you can sign up for all the extra bits and bobs that we can offer as well. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okie dokie. Okay, so future episodes, we've got some really exciting guests lined up. We spoke to a few people. I'm not going to name them now because I think that would not be
Spoilers.
fair.
We don't want
Be
spoilers.
spoilers, yeah. But we've got some really good guests lined up who are really interested to get involved, and that'd be good. Some more on a more long-term plan as well. And some of the episodes will be involving Gemma as you learn diving as well.
My diving journey.
Yeah.
Yes, as she says with a big smile on her face.
Always smiling. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
And I hope we can also involve things like fitness, maybe some nutritional stuff, because fitness also plays a very important part
Yes.
with diving. And as the fitter you get, the better your diving will be. And also, as for us in the UK, we're kind of in the closed period because of the climate is now really quite cold for the best part of the UK, and most of the diving won't really start till sort of about April time. But as more diving carries on, hopefully we can bring more episodes actually from the water side and things like that.
Yeah, reports.
Yeah,
out and about as well. Yeah.
Also, one of the things that we'll be looking to do is probably evolve the podcast to kind of fit, and as we hopefully bring more listeners on. And if you've got any questions to do with diving and scuba diving, please do write in, and they can email us. We've got an email address, haven't we?
We have, yeah. It's the BiG Scuba Podcast at hotmail.com. Nice
Brilliant.
and easy.
Yeah, nice and easy. And we'll read those letters out on the show.
Yep.
Okay. So we can even be interactive
with our
No.
listeners.
All right. So apart from that, all I want to say is thank you very much for downloading and listening to us rattle on for these last sort of 20 minutes or so.
In our very first episode.
I think we've done pretty good.
Excellent. So thank you very much and goodbye.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the BiG Scuba Podcast. We really appreciate you tuning in today. We would like to clarify that we are in no way affiliated with any agency or organisation. All opinions expressed in this episode are our own. If you would like to follow us on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at the BiG Scuba Podcast. And if you would like to support us via Patreon, go to patreon.com/the BiG Scuba Podcast. And any contributions are really appreciated. Additionally, if you have any suggestions for topics or discussions, then send us an email to thebigscubapodcast@hotmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you soon.